that also you experience page, user experience page is there, so we can go through that also. That also has contained some information using this cards and charts. In the works we have two work that will be coming later, but I'll just give you a glance. It will be having a worksheet, and also it has like sorry, worksheet, and one is management reporting pages, and one is board. So with the help of this one we will show the results to the end users.
Okay, fine. You can stop here. So is everyone is did remember all these things what we have covered yesterday, and now we have discussed the same things. Yes, everyone is clear. What are the use cases and user stories?
Yes.
Okay, then that is fine. So we can see here majorly like today we are going to cover plans and disco rules. So what are the plans and disco rules means? So these are the guidelines to build the model generally. So if you without following these plans and disco rules, if you build the model, what happened? It doesn't give a good we can say optimization model, or we can say it decrease the model performance if you don't follow these plans and disco rules. So you can see here what are the plans and disco rules we have. So what each and every abbreviation explains in plans and disco. So very important one, in every interview they will ask these plans and disco rules. So what are the plans and what are the disco rules, why should we follow these rules? So these are the basic questions. So you can see plans nothing but you can see P stands for the performance, L stands for the logical, A stands for the auditable, N stands for the necessary, and S stands for the sustainable. So these are the abbreviations for the plans, each and every word, each and every letter. So once if you see here performance, P stands for the performance. So what is mean by performance? Why should we use these plans rules to the model means? So we should use the our model performance should be good. To be model performance good, so we need to use the proper structures and formulas to optimize the hyperblock. Hyperblock nothing but the back end of Anaplan. So this is the engine. Please try to keep mute everyone. Don't unmute. Whenever if you have any doubt, you can unmute and you can speak out. So fine. So we can see here. So we performance of the model should be good. To improve model performance, so we should be use proper structures and formulas to optimize hyperblock means to run our calculation easily on the Anaplan. Hyperblock nothing but back end of Anaplan engine. So we should use proper structures and formulas so that we can improve our model performance. Is it clear what is performance? Yes. Yes, what is the performance? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes. What is this hyperblock?
It is the back end of Anaplan engine which runs the calculations.
Okay.
Yes. So Arshad Ahmad once called to Abdul Hafiz. I can't see him here. Abdul Hafiz is there. Sorry. And MD Hafiz, can you check it? Hamid. Alam once checked Kavya. And may I know who is Madhu Tokala?
I will call to Kavya.
Okay. May I know who is this Madhu Tokla? Is it Muthulakshmi?
Not a Mathulakshmi.
Yes. May I know who is this Madhu? Can you respond, sir? Can I remove it? May I know who is this? I'm not getting who is this. Is Surohini is joined? Did Surohini is there or not? Hello. Oh, I know. Just I know. I only asked everyone to join with new name, but just I want to confirm.
Amit is
Okay,
not
fine.
in today's class.
Fine. Okay, okay, no. Okay. So fine. So we can go ahead. So the what is plans?
Kavita,
Yes, Alam.
she was sick.
She
She
was
will
sick.
join Monday. Yeah.
She is joined on what Monday. Okay, fine. So no issues. We can see here. So once call to Abdurrahman, Alam.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. And Ayan once call to SM Hafiz as well.
Okay.
So fine, we can see here these are the different letters we have. So we should follow these rules to improve our model performance. So without these are the 100% everyone should follow these rules. So without following, if we build the model, 100% our model performance will get decrease. So that is the reason these plans and disco rules. So standard guidelines for the every Anaplan model builder, we should follow these rules. So we should use the proper structures and formulas to optimize the hyperblock engine to run the calculation easily on the Anaplan. So that is the performance. And logical nothing but we should build the model structures and formulas are more logical. So we should build the model structures and formulas more logical we should use. So we should not create without logics. So each and every structure and formula should be logical. And A stands for the auditable. So in auditable, we should break up the modules and formulas to better understanding, to improve performance and efficient maintenance. We should not create the very lengthy formulas and very lengthy modules which are not understandable. So it decreases the model performance. So you can see whenever the Sudhir, when we discuss regarding the performance, we should explain these things as well. So we should use the proper structures and formulas to in Anaplan which runs the optimize the hyperbolic. With these plans and disco rules also we can explain if you want to improve the model performance. So these also explain we can for size optimization we should explain that whatever the points we have covered earlier. So these each and every point is the important one. So you can see these are the guidelines. So we should use the proper we should use the small modules and small formulas which are easy to understand, and even it improves the performance and it decrease the model maintenance as well. It doesn't require much maintenance. So if you use the small formulas and small modules which are easily understandable. So you can see here next one, necessary. Avoid unnecessary calculations. We should avoid unnecessary calculation. Means we should create formulas and expression once in system modules and reference multiple times. We should not do unnecessary calculations and unnecessary expressions. So that is the thing. N stands for a necessary. Only do the necessary calculations and create formulas or expressions once. What we do calculations in system modules and we refer that calculation so many times. If you think that calculation we need so many times, we should create once and we should refer so many times. There is no need to run that no need to create the calculation multiple times wherever we required. Once we should create and we should refer just where we want. Simply it doesn't run so many times and there is no need to create the multiple times and doesn't occupy space and it doesn't increase the burden of the engine. So these type of logics we should understand and we should follow these rules. So avoid unnecessary calculations and create formulas and expressions once, and we should refer multiple times. And sustainable comes under the sustainable mean withstand, our model should be support for the future updates of the business. In business, if they get any new updates, our model should be support for their business. So that is the thing, we should think about the future and build the model with the future in the mind. Think about the process cycles and updates. If the business gets any new updates, our model should be support for their business. So these are the plans rules. So everyone should be memorize these rules and understand what are they are trying to explain here. So we can see here micro lessons. In micro lessons also we have regarding the plans explanation.
Plans is a set of guidelines for effective model design. Anaplan is flexible. You can do almost anything in Anaplan. This is both a good thing and a bad thing. Good, when you can easily update a business process in Anaplan. Bad, when you add layers of complexity, long formulas that affect performance, or formulas that make maintenance difficult.
So we can see here, in Anaplan we can do anything, but we should do proper way, so that it improves the model performance. We should not create very lengthy formulas. You can see here. So you have multiple if then else statements, so many things we have, but we should not create this much lengthy formulas. We should create the simple formulas. If you need this much lengthy calculation, we should create the multiple line items. Use one calculation in one line item and another calculation in second line item. So they will ask this question as well. If you need multiple lengthy calculation, what should you do? We should create that multiple line items and do one calculation in one line item and do another calculation in another line item. Then in third line item you add these two line items. So that is the way. It doesn't increase the burden of the Anaplan if you do this one.
How can you make sure
Can you
you're
get one
using
example
Anaplan's
for
flexibility
that?
for good reason?
Yes, come again.
Actually, for this you told no, we are no complex. If the length of the calculation is complex, we have to do in different line items. So, what, for example,
We create later that calculation, just we are understanding the rules. Okay, no?
okay,
We'll create
okay,
the formulas and everything later. So just we are going through the rules. What are the rules we should follow?
oh,
We have put together some standards for modeling. Plans is a set of rules on the structure and design of Anaplan models. These rules serve a dual purpose: for the individual model builder who is designing a new model, and for all Anaplanners to ensure that when a model is being worked on by many model builders, there is a common approach.
So this is the plans are the like guidelines for the model design to provide the common approach. So each and everyone should follow this approach.
What is PLANS? It is an acronym that stands for performance, logical, auditable, necessary, and sustainable. This is how we model. Click each word to learn more.
So we can see each and every word. If you want to go through briefly, you can see P. So use the correct structures and formulas to optimize the hyperblock. Many decisions are made early in the model design process. Think them through, and a structure of hierarchy list with the just a few levels today could expand to many levels in the future. So a formula that finds certain level of the hierarchy might perform well today, but may not perform well as the hierarchical complexity grows. So whatever we are creating the formula today, it may work properly, but in future it may not works properly. So that is the reason we should think and how formula should works properly. So we should think and we should create the formulas whenever we are building the model. So different modules we should use the proper structures, and what are the rules we have, how we should create the formulas and structures. We should be go through the each and every reason why we are using this formula and structure, and we should build that formula. So this comes under the like performance. So we should use the proper structures and formulas to improve the model performance. And next you can see the L stands for the logical. You can see build the models and formulas using the standard approach. We call this approach as a disco. So logical nothing but disco will going to discuss in next topic. Disco nothing but data module, input module, system module, calculation and output module. So these are the disco standard. We create the each and every module for the different purpose. Please try to keep mute. Try to keep mute whenever if you want ask any doubt. Unmute and speak out. So
Sorry, sorry.
okay, so you can see here we should use the like we should build the formulas very logical way. So that is known as a disco approach. So disco standards, you can see data input, system, calculation and output. You will learn more about the disco later in this lesson. We are going to discuss about next lesson what is disco, how we should create the different modules. So each and every module should be different purposes. So if you want to store the data, we should create the data module. If you want to provide as a input module for the end user, we should create the input module. System module nothing but we store some calculations and we refer so many times. Just now we have discussed we should do calculation once and we should refer so many times. That comes under the system module. And calculation, in calculation module we do the calculation. And output module nothing but whatever the reports we attach to the UX pages, that reports we like generally we prepare in output modules, and this output module will attach to the UX pages where we can show the our data in visualization way, like line chart, in bar chart we can show our data. So that is a different thing. So we'll discuss in disco topic, but we should remember that we should follow the disco approach, logical nothing but. So we can see here A stands for the auditable. So we should not long formulas make it difficult to track and trace the data being used. If you use very lengthy formulas, so it will be difficult to trace and track the data, how we are getting the data and everything we can't understand properly. So that is the reason we should use the simple formulas and simple small modules we should create. So this is the best approach. And whenever if you new user or Anaplan model builder come to our model, he can understand easily. So without putting much effort. So our model should be anyone can easily understand. We should build model in such a way. We recommended that long formulas are broken into separate line items that perform intermediate calculation. This makes them easier to understand, improves the model performance and allows for the easier maintenance. So if I how very lengthy formulas we can make easier means we can see here how we can make calculations in different line items, and we should add in other line items. I will show one example here. So in reporting 03 module, I have profit and loss here. Profit and loss report module I have here. So what is mean by profit? Margin minus employee expenses minus other cost. Is it correct? Profit is equal to, what is the profit? Margin minus employee expenses minus other cost. So instead of writing this one, can I write the formula, and I will write another line item to show example. Profit to you can see same answer you will get if I write the formula. So margin, how, what is the margin formula? Revenue minus cost of sales. So if I write my formula in this way, revenue minus cost of sales. So this is revenue minus cost of sales. This is become margin. Then what is other formula? We have after margin in profit what we have? Employee expenses. For employee expenses, what are the things involved in employee expenses? Salary plus bonus. So I will add here profit minus I will open bracket and I will add salary, bonus, car cost, phone cost, medical cost. So this is like employee expenses. Then minus what is other cost? Other cost nothing but in other cost what are the things involved? Shipping cost, rent plus utilities plus shared cost. So what I do? Simply other cost, shipping cost plus rent, utilities and shared cost. So this nothing but the other cost. You can see here what happens. Did you get same answer or not? This profit and profit two line items. Each and everywhere did you get same answer or not? Anything wrong here? Yes.
Yes.
So what is
No.
the difference? What is the difference between them? What is the difference between these two line items? I have written formula for this one as well. I have written formula for this one as well. So then what is the difference? I am getting same answer.
That is a
Yes.
lengthy formula and
Simple and complex.
So this is a simple formula, this is a complex one. So this simple formula, how it becomes simple means, how this complex formula I made simple means, by adding this, you can see revenue minus cost of sales, nothing but the margin. To know margin, I have created margin is equal to revenue minus cost. Simply I have splitted these two line items, I have inserted into margin. Then I have used margin here. Employee expenses are there.
Okay.
In employee expenses, what are the things involved? I have calculated final one line item employee expenses. I have included all the expenses here and simply I have used here employee expenses. Other costs also same, but here what I did, each and every calculation I have done here in itself in one line item. So that is the reason, because of this one what happened, it increased the burden of the Anaplan. So that is the reason we should use the, so very like logical way we should use, and our auditable model should be, formula should be auditable. So that is the reason we should remember all these things. So in this way we should understand how things are happening. So how we should create the module and how we should create the logic, each and everything should be understand, and we should create the formula that will give more effective result instead of writing each and every formula without understanding. Is it clear for you? Yes. So this way we should understand. And other thing like A stands for the auditable and other N stands for the necessary. So what is mean by necessary? Yes. What is mean by necessary? We should do the necessary. N stands for the necessary. So a necessary nothing but we should do the calculations here. You can see here necessary calculations we are doing at once. So in system modules I am doing here like country module, location module. You can see what are the system modules we have. We are doing calculating these calculations at once. So we are doing this calculation, code, region, country. We are doing calculation at once, and we refer so many times wherever we required. Enter the model. Wherever I required, I will use. You can see, for example, in generally system 0 time setting module is there. So if I open this module, you can see first day of month, current period, actual period, forecast month. I have created this all line items at once. I use this each and every module in a different saved views. You can see if I use any saved views, I will show. So you can see if I use any saved view, you may have some different filters. You don't have any filter here. You don't have any filter here. So you can see here we have applied the filter. What we have applied the filter, you can in generally in our model 2019 is the actual data, 2020 and 21 is the future data, current and future year data, forecast data. Generally we do calculate, we calculate this data. But in what happened, you can see here. So what is the, you can see forecast months only. We done filter that we want only forecast data, we don't want 2019 detail. Is it clear?
Okay.
So we can see here. So what we are trying, what we are discussing, like yes. So what is the forecast year and what is the actual year according to our model? 2019 is the actual years and 2020-21 is the forecast year. If I want to forecast year, you can see I am filtering by forecast months only here. So if I apply filter, what happened? I can see the forecast. If I remove this filter, I can see 3 years data, 19, 20, 21. So in this way, what will you do? Generally we create some line items in system modules. So wherever we require, we apply that line items in entire the model for filtering, for mapping. So we discuss later how mapping will done, how filter will be done. But just the thing is, we need to understand in system repeated line items we create in system modules, and we do whatever the calculations we need multiple times. So we should create it, we should create once and we should refer multiple times. We should not create each and every time new calculation, so that become duplicate. So that is the reason repeated calculations we do at once and we refer multiple times. Is it clear? What is necessary? Necessary calculations only we should do the necessary calculations, avoid unnecessary calculations. Is it clear? Yes. Are you there everyone? What is N stands for necessary means?
Only we have to avoid any unnecessary calculations. Only the formulas or expression we should be creating only with by the reference of multiple times.
Yes, we should create once. If you need that same calculation multiple times, we should refer same calculation. So that is the
Okay, we
thing.
should not again add the same calculation in
Yes, we should
before.
not calculate. Just you have already calculation. What is the need of creating the calculation once again? You simply you can run, refer. If you refer, you will get that calculation once again wherever you want. That option we have in Anaplan. You can refer so many times one calculation, not a problem. So I hope everyone is clear. And final thing is like sustainable. So sustainable stands for the whatever the model we build, that model should be, so that model should be support even future business updates. So that is the reason we should think about the future and we should build the model. So that is the thing. So we should be like in future we should keep in our mind and we should build the model, so that our model should support for the future updates of the business. So this is a sustainable. So these are the 5 things. So try to remember these things and even memorize these things and understand what is the each and every letter like stands for, and how we can use this rules in our model. That thing we should understand, so that easily we can explain in front of interviewer. So each and every interviewer asks this question. And next rules we have like the disco. In disco we have data module input. Yes, Samadin send message as a rejoin. So we can see this is disco stands for the D stands for the data module. Try to send message in our groups as a rejoin. Ayan send message in our interview preparation group as a rejoin.
Okay.
Samadin send message in our group, new groups like rejoin. So we can see disco stands for the like each and every letter. D stands for the data module, I stands for the input modules, and S stands for the system module, and C stands for the calculation modules, and O stands for the output modules. So these are the each and every letter stands for each and own purpose we can see here. So data module consists the source and transaction data for or create the data hub. So it consists the data. So where we store the data in data module, we don't use for other purpose, for calculation purpose, for input purpose, we don't use. We use for the store the data. Contains the source and transactional data here. and we use this data into different modules. So this is only, each and every module should be built for the only one purpose. We should not mix one module for the two purposes. So you can see I stands for the input module. Generally we create the input module to provide the that module to user to provide inputs such as the sales numbers and adjust cost and prices of the product. So they will, we provide the empty module so that they will upload the any data, sales numbers data, and they will up product price and cost they will adjust. This type of like input module provide for the end user. We don't import any data into input modules. Generally we don't do any calculation as well. So just for the input purpose we create this module. We don't do any calculation in input module. And system modules just now I have shown, so are used for performing the calculations and the function that may be used in multiple areas of the model. They are used for the time setting and mapping or references. So these are the three purposes. For the time setting and mapping and references purpose we create the system module. So similar calculations we do in system modules, and we use multiple areas where we required in the model. So that we do, that is the purpose we create the system module. So related, generally what type of system module we will create mean in what happens. So what will you do basically, whenever if you go to in general list, what are the general list we have? You can see region, country, location, product family, products, event, department, E2 employees. These are the general list. We create the same modules in system modules. Time, you can see extra you have time and versions. Time and versions you have, general list you have, these three things. So we'll create the version module. You can see we create the time modules, and then in general list we have region, country, location, product family, products, department, employees, and versions. So whatever related to general list, so all the general list related system module will create, versions related modules we create, and time related system module we create, and we use multiple times wherever we require. Entire module, entire model. So this is our basic thing. So system module stands for, and C stands for the calculation module. In Disco, D data module, I input module, S system module, C stands for the calculation module. So calculation module nothing but you can see here margin calculations we have. If I open margin calculation module, we do margin calculation here. What is the margin? So you can see we have margin calculation we have. So if I want to know margin, I should know the revenue and cost. Revenue minus cost of sales is the margin calculation. So in this way, in calculations module we do the calculations. So basic especially for calculation purpose we use the calculation modules. We don't use other purpose to input the data and something we don't use. So that is the major reason. So like you can see O stands for the, finally in Disco, O stands for the output module. You can see here reporting modules are the output modules. Whatever the reporting modules we have, reporting 03 module. If I open reporting 03 module, I can see so final things. So what is the like revenue, head count, cost of sales. These details we attach to the generally new UX pages. So if I open this one, new UX pages, we can see there profit and loss reports and everything we can see there. So we didn't prepare any new UX pages on this workspace. We need to create. So this is a new workspace. So we'll create a new workspace here. So we have this is using new workspace. We don't have any new UX pages, but in new UX pages we attach these output modules to the generally where we use means. So you can see profit and loss dashboard we have in a classic dashboard. So these dashboards we can attach to the, this is a classic dashboard, that module we attach to the dashboards like this. So we don't have any graphical view here. In UX pages we'll use a graphical view. So So this is the classic dashboard. We are showing data in like grid view. So this is a grid view. What is the head count and what is the cost of sales margin? Everything we can see here. So in this way we can understand. So like each and every module consists the own purpose. So we should understand what is the purpose. So output modules are used to create the reports. Data from the other types of modules flow into the output modules. Input and calculation, all the modules comes into output modules. If I watch this module, you can easily understand in reporting module from where I am getting the data. From where I am getting the data, you can see employee 02 modules I am getting data here, employee 02 modules, and I am getting data 01 modules. Else, this is the if condition. I am, then if it is a wrong, then I am using the else condition. Nothing but I am getting data from employee 02 and data modules. Each and every module you can see. So I am getting data from employee 02 and data 01. So different modules I am getting the data, not only from one module. So other than non-employee expenses module, I am getting data from here, and other than non-employee expenses module and data 01 module. In formulas we can understand from where we are referring the module, where we are referring the data. That thing you can understand. So in this way, like we for output module we will get the different modules, data from the different module, input module, calculation module, whatever the modules we have. So other modules, so data module, and you can see employee expenses module. So these are the calculation module. So you can see data module. So from these different modules you are getting data into output modules. So in this way we can show the reports. So output module nothing but the which attached to the UX pages are reporting like dashboard, classic dashboard. Is it clear? So what is the disco and disco rules? Yes. What is the disco and disco rule? D stands for and I stands for. Can anyone explain? What are the disco abbreviation?
Disco refers to the data model. I mean, like type of modules, and each letter stands for D stands for data modules, and I stands for input modules. Then S stands for system modules, C stands for calculation modules, and O